Welcome to the live stream today. We've got a pretty interesting ship for you. Apologies, I am clearly not prepared today. I'm ahead of myself. Okay, so just bear with me. Fine, there we go. And this is, there we go. Okay, good, got it. Right, okay, ready to go. So this is the boat we're looking at today, and to be honest, I think this is my favorite so far. I've seen this around on the internet. Like I said, I don't have any records, but I believe this has been for sale for a number of years. I'm not really sure why it hasn't been sold, because looking what information I've got on the internet, it's a beautiful boat, well built, great condition at an amazing price. So we're going to just walk through it today, show you a bit of stuff, usual things. Thanks again for everybody who's watched before. I'm really surprised I've done this for fun and people are watching and subscribing, so that's nice. So hopefully there's a lot of people out there who just enjoy these sort of boats and we enjoy sharing them. So this is an Explorer Yacht. It's custom built. I'm pretty sure there's no range, or it's not really a well-known brand, shall we say, or if any brand. It comes from a yacht designer built in a yacht yard in New Zealand. New Zealanders know a lot about boats. They're surrounded by some pretty angry ocean. We've got the Tasman Sea, which gets very, very choppy and very, very rough. Never sailed it myself, but one day hopefully. The Southern Ocean, which again, those westerly winds, very strong swells. Have you ever been surfing off the south coast of New Zealand? Like the strength of those waves is incredible, because they've had so much time to build up that, you know, it just is really strong. So I was down there for about, I know, probably 6-7 months with my sea kayak, doing some touring, did a lot of paddling around there, again breaking through these strong cells and off Stewart Island, you know, up and down the coast. Really is a wild, beautiful place. So, you know, a big fishing industry, and they know a lot about building boats. So this really does come from a very ocean-worthy country, shall we say. So it's launched in 2003, so not too old. Length 21.9 meters, about 71 foot. 6.75 meter beam, nearly 7 meter beam. There's lots of space internally, and a draft of 3.08 meters, 10 feet. So as you know, I like my boats deep. A lot of the sort of, say, how we say, the fancy boats on sale, if you get a depth of 2 meters, you're lucky. So like 3 meters, you want depth at sea. That's really, really important. It helps with your stability. Hopefully you've got, you know, the hole in the still water below the rough stuff. If you get in that, it just gives you a much more stable, easier motion boat. And it's a displacement 100 ton. So for anybody looking to do world exploring, I think this is just an absolutely brilliant boat, and I'll try and show you why. So this is a website, seaboats.net. Check them out. They've got some interesting boats. It's on the left: commercial vessels, motor boats, sailing yachts, super yachts, ribs, tenders, etc., etc. So they've got a bit of everything there. And again, I'm guessing they've been around for a while. You know, obviously not a consumer website, but very nicely presented information and some very interesting boats on there if anybody wants to go and take a look. So this is the interesting thing about this boat. Price tag, New Zealand 2.1 million. Sounds like a lot, but the New Zealand dollar is not so strong, shall we say, and potentially with what's happened in 2020 with the tourist industry and different things, potentially it gets weaker. But in US dollars, 1.5 million, euro 1.2, and pounds 1 million. So this is definitely in the price range of what you'd expect to pay for an Explorer yacht. And in terms of this price, what you get for the boat is going to be a lot more, I think, than what you'll get in a Nordhaven for the same price. Nordhaven's great yachts, don't get me wrong, but there is definitely a brand. You do pay for the brand. Lots of other benefits too that come with that brand. There's a reason why they pay for it. But if you're willing to go off your own choice, do your own investigation, work out your needs and the capability of the boat, then I think something like this is definitely very interesting. So a bit of things here. And again, another mistake. TC Watson's the designer. Don't know anything about TC Watson, but he seems to know what he's doing. The builder is Pacific Motor Yachts in Whangarei in New Zealand, North Island of New Zealand. Engines, one main engine plus a wing engine, so that ticks a ticks a very important box about, you know, backup for your, you know, for your engines. You can always limp back to home on the wing engine. 21.9 meters, 2003, 98.5 tons. Range, and again, this is something else about the boat, and it's not the only thing. There are so many good things about this boat. 10,000 nautical miles. Theoretically, that gets you back and forth across the Atlantic 3 times before you need to refuel. So you've got a huge range there, so you don't have to worry about skipping. That'll get you pretty much anywhere you need to go. And the purchase price, we said 1.2 million euros or 1.5 million US dollars. So in terms of my approach, love it, love it. I mean, the look, the way, the layout, the interior fittings. I'm actually finding it really hard to criticize anything on this boat. Give me your comments, tell me what you think. Yeah, because sometimes the heart can go above the head. And I know I've got some people who have some pretty nice insights into the boat, so tell me what you think. And check it with the head, and you know, from the work I've done looking at it, it makes a lot of sense. And the whole thing is a package, the range, the usability, the price, everything. It's a really nice package. So before we look at the photos, I want to give you a bit of an idea of the layout. This is the upper deck. So you've got the wheelhouse here with the upper deck outdoors, central steering on the center line, which is nice. You got a berth there for when you're off shift, and a sofa and a table, etc. And then you've got a flybridge above that too, which is quite nicely designed. Now, then you've got the main deck, and this is the layout. So the steering is slightly forward of amidships, but you've got like a huge front deck there with a tender, crane, etc. Probably, I don't know, if you want to put a room for other ones, your anchors. And then you've got the saloon area. You've got quite a large saloon with easy chairs, sofas, dining area, etc. Got a galley, and you've got a head in there too, so it's quite a nice space, as we'll see. And just something to note here, and I like the way they've done this. In the working areas on the front of the deck, it's steel, or where you're not going to necessarily hang out, and they've got teak on the, you know, sort of the main pedestrian areas where you're going to be most of the time, either I guess walking or enjoying the area. So in terms of maintenance and cost, that can be a nice approach. So the teak is really nice to have on the yacht, gives it a great feel. Then the lower deck, and forgive the quality of the pictures, this comes from the website. I think they've just taken a photo of the plans. So you've got all your machinery in the middle of the yacht, more or less, your main Cummins engine there. You've got a wing engine off to port, and you've got your tanks here, again, huge capability. I think this is all your electrical paneling up against the aft bulkhead. And you do have a work table. I can't read what that says, but hopefully there's some good photos there of the engine room. You do actually have a work table there. And if you go forward, if you're an owner, so you're going to do your own world tour, like, this is just amazing. Look at the size of the stateroom. It's absolutely huge. So they've really built this for the owner. You can tell, lots of room, very comfortable. Your double bed, you've got like a little lounging area, plenty of hanging space. Looks like wardrobes you get at home. You do have a shower up front. Maybe you don't want to use that in rough seas, but apart from that, quite a big washroom. You've got a desk working area there, so if you're lucky enough to be able to work remotely, that can be a good thing. And then rear, you've got 2 guest cabins with double beds, and then you've got this, I guess it's like either for kids or a crew. You've got like 2 single berths here, and then a washroom here shared by this whole section. So it's really a boat for owners. Really nicely designed. The only strange thing I've sort of seen so far is the freshwater tank they've put forward. Now, I'm not a marine architect. I don't know exactly what that means in terms of stability of your boat. I guess I'll have some baffles or in there or something to stop the water from sloshing around. It is a contained area. You're not going to get, seeing it's a thinner area, it's not going to be sloshing too much to port and starboard, I suppose. So I'm really, I've never seen that before, so I'm really just in my head trying to work out what effect that has on the motion of the boat, if any at all. So if anybody's got some ideas on that, let me know. I think it's quite I think it's quite a good place to put it, because the further forward you go, the skinnier it gets, the less you can use it for the cruise space. So why not fill it with liquids if you can get away with it. But again, without really understanding the effect on the motion of the boat, I'm not in a position to judge, but it gives me something to look at. And then this is the cross-section view. You've got so water lines running roughly along there. You've got the duck, I call it the duck board, whatever the boarding platform, fixed. You've got stern thruster, bow thruster, where you see the little circles. You've got active stabilizers here, and these are all your depth sensors, etc. Keel cooling, it looks like, and I can't really read all this stuff, but you do have a lot of protection there against for your steering gear and your propeller. It looks pretty well protected to me. Yeah, so look, that's what she looks like. I've seen more beautiful hull designs, shall we say, but seems to do the job. So we're going to go to the website in a minute, but this is what she looks like. So the impression it gives me is a very stubby looking yacht, a little bit tug-like, just the shape of the hull with this flat transom. Just a chunky design. I like it a lot. Lots of space. You've got like this mast forward is interesting, so you do actually have a crow's nest up there. You climb up there, get a good view. Masts are always good on boats because they help with the movement, so it adds a bit of turning momentum, inertia that the boat has to overcome to turn. So you always want height on the boat because it does give you a better, softer motion. You got the Flybridge here, dry exhaust above, which is good. So this is well above the waterline. You shouldn't get any exhaust if you're on the back deck, and you have to be a very big wave for any water to go down there. You got two radars, a communication dome, large searchlight. That looks pretty hardcore, and can be controlled from the Flybridge. So if you do need to use it, it looks like you get some pretty nice control over it. This is your wheelhouse here, and interestingly, you'll see that in a second. It's actually it looks like they've got a step up. So from the outside, you take a couple of steps down to enter the wheelhouse. So I think this is maybe a staircase going forward underneath. Small point interesting. You've got your deck area here, and then you've got your main deck again with the saloon, side entrance doors, and sort of a back usable deck space. Don't know if they've got any awnings out there, so it might be nice to make sense that you'd eat out the back outside on a nice day. If there's some shading opportunities, that would be obviously very nice. And forward, large tender, etc. Lots of space. So I like this. It looks pretty serious boat. I think it's one you'll be pretty happy on. They've done a good job on the design. We'll skip that one for the moment. Oh, okay, let's go to the website. 1 second, that was the next bit. So here she is on the website. Let me see if I can extend that out a little bit. There we go. So Big Bud from New Zealand. These automatically scroll. Let me go. Can I zoom in? Okay, there we go. Okay, that's the photo we just saw. Let's not look at it again. I guess they're polishing the yacht or repairing. Big job to polish the yacht. So this is your transom. So again, you've got a staircase up the center of the yacht, 2 hatches, not sure what they're for. Maybe they're escape hatches, who knows. But there's one thing I like about this boat. If you remember the Allo ship, they had basically a rear garage, and this garage door would come down, which would become your boarding deck, and you also had a tender which would go inside the boat. Now this is the sort of design I'd like. There's no moving parts. It's all welded there. Nothing is going to fall off or break. I mean, these are pretty heavy duty hatches. So on your operational checklist, you want to make sure that you're checking these on before you go, and then when you're at sea on a regular basis, make sure nothing's come loose. But it's a sensible design. Nothing is really going to break, and you should really have no maintenance problems. You got some pipes running up here. Again, I have no idea what they are. It could just be some air for tanks or different things, who knows. Some handrails, different things. So, yep, pretty nice. And then you see this staircase goes up the center of the transom, and then if this is almost on center, if not on center, go up to the upper deck. So, if you are getting on and off shore and you're using this, you've got pretty easy access to all parts of the boats, through the back door, up your side, or straight up to the wheelhouse without having to go through the saloon, which is a nice little touch. We have, did I miss something there? No, okay. So this is your rear deck. This is the deck coming up from your boarding deck with a gate. Closed, it looks like it closed off pretty well. And look at the scuppers. You've got very large scuppers, so the water is going to run off there, no problem. You shouldn't have any troubles with water running off the deck. Handrails on the inside. Well, I'm not sure the handrails are a bit low. It's probably to tie off your fenders. And here, these holes. Now, I never thought about this before, but I had my scuppers on my last boat. The scuppers expanded, and the first boat builder cut them out. And when I actually changed builders, he informed me that anytime you cut steel, ideally you're going to have some stainless steel around it. For a couple of reasons. So obviously the stainless steel is going to be less harsh on any ropes. Not that you should be putting your ropes through your scuppers, but also it stops potential rust penetrating, through the cut steel. So this adds protection. I'm sure a lot of you know that. Interesting enough here, you see this rear door. It's a pretty solid door. I've checked from the inside, but you see the step up there. So that looks about a foot. So it looks like it's been designed for rough weather. And then if your deck does get a wash, you've got quite a lot of space there before anything's going to actually hit the door. It's a waterproof door. It shouldn't be a problem, but it should keep you nice and dry inside. So it's actually like a little bathtub, shall we say. Water's not really going to go over that. And then on the port door, you've got the same. Nice rear lighting here. So there's some pretty big lights there. And again, just the look. The paint is nice. It's nice and clean, just teak on a white deck with some stainless steel. Well, I guess this is stainless steel. I'm not sure what they've actually got around the edge of your handrails, but it's just very clean, nice looking boat. We go to the next one. Okay, looking down the steps down. Don't know how old the photos are. The teak deck looks pretty much brand new. Yeah, and again, this one here, you got your stainless steel handrails going up and down, which is pretty nice. Okay, that's an owl dangling there, so I guess to scare off the birds. Another view of your rear of the saloon house. Go upstairs. Okay, teak table. Not sure if it's attached to the floor or not, but nice. Don't know what these are. Ventilation, perhaps. Anybody knows? Let me know. Life raft, and yeah, again, very clean looking teak. Looks very nice. You've got something there. I can't really tell. I'm just wondering if it's a point to connect something to. I mean, you could get a dinghy on there. Don't know how you get it on and off. There's no crane. Okay, look from the rear. So we're on the rear deck there, looking up to the Flybridge. Your exhaust coming up. Barbecue, which is nice. You've got water again, which is nice. the cleaning, short steps up to your wheelhouse. There's your searchlight and different things, and we'll have a closer look. This looks like seating here potentially. Cushions are off, but again, pretty nice. You know, everything's stainless steel, white paint, teak. Looks beautiful. And we're on the starboard side on the rear deck looking down, so down a couple of steps into the wheelhouse, which is nice. Looking forward to your dual anchors. I wonder which harbour we're in. I don't know. Don't know where that is. Could be Auckland, maybe not. So this is your steering. Okay, there's no wheel steering. That's interesting. So I've never used this system before, so I'm taking a guess. So if anybody knows, tell me. You've got your throttle. I'm wondering if that's the throttle for your wing engine, potentially, and hydraulic steering, potentially. You've got a nice flat screen there. So the electronics look pretty modern. There's a word for this. See, your vertical position, and I'm guessing that could be a compass, but pretty well fitted out, and pretty solid looking equipment too. Speakers there as well. Your anchor going forward, and so that's above your water tank. So I'm guessing that's just a bit of air to make sure that you don't build up too much pressure, and that looks like where potentially you fill the water there. So nice grey deck paint, spotlight. Okay, so this is steering. I really like the woodwork on this boat. It's really nice. I didn't actually look up what the type of wood it was. Maybe we'll take a look at that in a second. So you've got your engine controls there. So again, the Furuno electronic equipment. It's a little bit dated, last generation. It would be perfectly fine. So it'll be a owner's choice if they chose to upgrade or not. Throttles. Yeah, this one I'm a bit confused. You got like a double throttles on this side. I'm not sure why you would need that, because you've got a main engine and a wing engine. Here you've got your bow thrusters, and a few other things going on. Very nicely laid out, neat. Not sure I'm convinced about the blue color, but hey, that's a really small point. Okay, is your bell, Watson 72. Okay, so that's the model. They've called it Watson 72 by Pacific Motor Yachts, Whangarei, New Zealand, and the ship's bell. I don't know where that is actually on the boat. Probably somewhere upstairs. Your stainless steel for your sun protection above. Speakers, lights. Okay, you got very wide gangway here, very wide, again from the teak onto the paint. Handrails, and you're protected from above, so very nice. Like it's a very wide boat. What I say, about 6 meters, so you got a lot of space, and they can do it. This looks like a skylight down to the owner's cabin, and it looks like you've got 2 levels here. You've got the close this, and you close out the sun. It's watertight. Or you can open the whole thing up and get access. Looks like you've got 3 across there. There's a ship bell, and it's slightly asymmetric. So you've got on the starboard side of the boat, and the forward bulkhead of the saloon house, and on this side they've brought out a bit further. And like I said, I think that is the owner's cabin, and maybe that's also the staircase inside goes under there. Escape hatch here, and nice cradle for your boat. Everything's locked down pretty tightly. Looks like that could be fuel there. You've got some sort of outlet there. I'm guessing it could be, maybe that's where you fill up your diesel. Handrail, so the stainless steel handrail. Oh, sorry, it's probably not a handrail, I don't think. I mean, sure, you could grab it to tie off on your fenders. I'm pretty sure that's what they're for. There you go, that's your, well, there's a technical name for this, where your rope comes in off your mooring lines. So the inside, white carpet. I always question the wisdom of having white carpet in anywhere. Okay, that's obviously owner's taste. White leather, looks like a granite top, stone top. Gold plugs, Okay, not my taste, but small thing. No, again, it's just very clean, nice. Got the TV in the corner. It looks a little bit out of date, maybe. Meal equipment, good quality equipment, and you've got the stoves. And this is like this sort of framing on the stove, holding things in place. Sometimes on the motor yachts you don't see that, right? And I think it just gives you a bit of an extra understanding of why it's all these small bits, small points, which really explain to you if you're looking to purchase a boat on why the boat was built and for what purposes and to a sort of what level. So by having, I've seen a lot of motorboats which don't have this. So it's not a sailing boat obviously, but you're still going to move around, and the last thing you want to see is your boiling kettle to slip off the stove and pour down your legs, right? So that shows that it's actually designed to be used at sea in reasonable weather. Your cup storage here, I quite like that. They've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 coffee cups. Again, lift them out and they're held in place. That looks like an open cupboard there. And then I'm not sure if this is the fridge. It could be the fridge, but you've got some pretty heavy duty. This is like something you get in a commercial freezer. These locks. Again, worked for McDonald's in my high school and university years, and on the main freezers, they were the sort of locks. Make sure you get a really tight seal on your fridge, which is, again, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So another view. So this is nice. Again, on some of the bigger boats, you don't necessarily get outdoor view. They've got a kitchen there. So, in terms of the layout, this is really nice. You can speak to your guests or to other crew members on board. You get the views out the window, see what's happening, natural light. So this would be if you enjoy cooking or whatever you're doing, then that's a great place to be. One thing I prefer to have a bit of a lip around the edges, just so you can make sure things just don't slide off onto the floor. Again, small point there for me, but it's a pretty nice kitchen. So we're in one of the guest cabins. I think we're on the port side, if I remember the pictures correctly. That's the bulkhead behind, that's the engine room. So it's a double bed. It's a kind of a smaller double bed, maybe 1.5 size. Very nice woodwork. Love the woodwork here. Again, you can see it's just like small touches on the way they've done sort of the edging, give it a bit of contour. Dolphin photo, okay, to taste, not my taste, but fine. And I'm not sure what this padded headrest is really in line, but it's, again, small point. 2 portholes. I'm guessing that's a speaker, which is important to have on the boat if you need to do an all ships warning, whatever. You don't want to have to run around. You want to do it centrally. So that's that one. I think this is I think that porthole's in the transom of the boat, the rear of the boat, and this is the sort of the guests' bathroom. Pretty well appointed, decent size shower. And this is out of the boat, out of the water. So what can we see? Nice large 4-blade propeller. Here we've got the stabilizers. There's your shaft, and I believe that's meant to be a folding propeller for your wing engine here, and just get a shape of the hole. It's not like a 100% round hole. You can see the sort of the chines there, but not bad round hole. It does flatten out quite a lot at the back there. It looks like it's sort of maybe off a fishing boat design potentially, which is maybe why it's got so much interior space. But yeah, that's what 100 tons of boat looks like out of the water. So photos of the plans, we've sort of already had a look at them. Won't do it again. So I think we're on the starboard side now. This is a second guest bedroom, a bit broader. Get lots of storage space. Not sure if there's hanging space in there. They've gone with the dolphin mirror. Here we go. We've got a laundry, washer dryer. It's good, and that could be, I've got a hand towel there, so I'm not sure. Maybe there's a toilet in there as well. Now we're in the main cabin here. We're downstairs. I'm not sure what this pole does, right? It's quite a large diameter, so it's not really for holding onto. And we are a little bit forward there, so I'm not sure what it's doing. Maybe it's to support the deck to hold the tender. It could be just some extra reinforcement. Don't know. You've got your stairs here. I'm not sure how you make this private, so whether you close the door, maybe there's a door at the top, who knows. They've gone with the anchor mirrors there, not the dolphins. And the bed styling is the same, and it's a small touch like that. You see that they sort of replicated the theme throughout the boat. So this is on the starboard side. From this photo, we're facing aft, and then we're still on the starboard side, facing forward there. So it's a little bit older. You've got a lot of DVDs. I'm sure you'd replace that with a computer system or something. TV. It's flat screen, but not sure it's a plasma. So maybe there's small things like that you want to do. A little vanity. You can sit and do your hair and makeup. And okay, so here there's a little arm there. It looks like a kid's arm. Step up, and that's your master bathroom. And so you got the sofa there, pretty nice looking sofa. You can sit there and hang out, watch TV, which looks pretty comfy. This is your master bathroom. Again, nice woodwork, granite top, just like you get at home, bathroom at home. So this on the starboard side facing aft. You've got an office there, plenty of space, plenty of plugs, plenty of light. So, if you need to work, be a nice place to do it. And that's going to be more or less midship. So that should be quite a comfortable motion there as well. But good place to conduct your business. I assume we're still in the master cabin, the shower. And here we are up in the wheelhouse. So you've got these are probably the cushions for the Flybridge. You've got a berth here. If you're off watch, sleep there. Little sofa and table for anybody who wants to be up in the wheelhouse with the captain. And here, I think we're back in the saloon now. So this is your sofa. Looks like a bar on the left, and there is a bar. Okay, so it's made for entertaining. Personally, I don't see the need for a bar, but they've got this all set up. They've got their dispensers, their alcohol dispensers there, like you would see in a normal bar. There's probably a fridge and who knows what behind there. Don't know if this is, you can draw on this. You got a light, so maybe it's a note board, but fine. So we are upstairs again in the wheelhouse. So what have we got here? I'm guessing satellite phone, ship's radio, 2 ships radio, weather facts potentially, barometer, clock, maybe that's your certification, your rating certificate, and other things there. We'll see if we can see what's below that. One thing to point out, you've got the blinds here, they're quite nice. So untie them, drop them. Here we go on the left, you can see them. So just normal blinds, but go up and they're quite discreet, easy to manage. Curtains, sometimes you've got to pull them apart, you put the loop around them, etc. Can be, it's a small thing. You're not going to stop you buying a boat, but this is a pretty easy system. So this is your double berth, single berth. So this is in your aft starboard side of the boat. Got some, nice storage. And again, the wood, from what you can tell on the photo, you've got to see up close to see what it's really like, but the wood work looks superb. Ceiling, so you got the beam across there holding in place, but this, I guess, is just painted wood with your inset lights, your TV next to your eating area. What to say? And here we are. Okay, so we're back on the main deck. So we're forward on the starboard side. So you can see that by the tender. Okay, this definitely looks like some sort of fuel entry point, perhaps. And you've got the very secure watertight door, which you'd expect on that part of the boat. But I'm seeing here the handrail seems to go up, so I'm wondering if you've got a step there. And it looks like this is a place to enter the boat. I don't know if you can see it there, but there is right here. You can see an opening in the handrail. So that's maybe we jump on board. Right, so we're in the engine, electric tools, drills, etc. that you have on board. Looks like a generator here, where we're facing aft now. Inverters, or your electrical fuse box, etc. all on that wall. You can see all the wiring. Looks pretty accessible too. You're not tripping over everything. Looks like you can stand up. So yeah, plenty of room. Nice. Okay, that's where we enter. Down, really down in the bottom of the boat here. Looks like a hot water. I guess that's for showers. Cooling. Yeah. Okay, we're forward or aft here? I can't remember. I think we're aft. All your electricals. And here, is this a diesel polishing system by any chance? Is that what we're looking at? What is this water filter? That could be a water filter. Hydraulic box. Ah, there's your hydraulics. Okay, fine. Okay, so that's all your hydraulics there. On the left here, not sure what this is. Looks like could be a water filter. And yeah, more hydraulics down there. These are your wing engine, stern thruster, your main propeller, your stabilizers, and the front of the boat. And again, 3 meters, nice deep hole. And that's what she looks like. The color looks very different in that photo. I'm guessing it's because of the light. And that's pretty much the tour of the boat. So I don't know what you guys think, but I think with the price range, like 1.2 million euros, $1.5 million US, you'd be really struggling to find a similar boat, a similar quality anywhere else. Maybe something in fiberglass, but my preference definitely does lie towards steel. If you hit something in steel, it's pretty easy to repair. You just take out a section, replace it. Whereas fiberglass, if you get a break in the integrity of the hull, especially a large one, they have to be generally ridden off. Not always, but pros and cons, preferences. I'm not going to argue that point too much. So yeah, that's Big Bud, the New Zealand boat. So we go back to the little PowerPoint. Right. So in terms of considerations there, so I think in this boat, very high quality fit out, very comfortable interior, exterior spaces. I think you're going to have it's really been built as a passenger yacht. We saw the Swedish rescue ships last week, and you can see that they're very commercial. While they're safe at sea, perhaps not the most comfortable boats to be upon, and in the way they're designed, you may not be able to make them comfortable. This has, well lit interior spaces, very nicely pointed, good woodwork. I like that owner's cabin. Like I said, they've really dedicated that to they've designed it around the owner's needs. The use, coastal, ocean, 10,000 nautical mile range. You're going to be running, you can go everywhere on this boat. So the price and the running cost. So the purchase price is good. It's in a good condition. It looks like limited upgrades, if any. It looks turnkey, assuming the condition is the same as in the photos. I mean, there's always some maintenance that needs to be done, especially if you're selling a boat. A lot of people put them off for the new owner. But it seems very limited. So, in terms of more or less the purchase price is what you're going to pay, and then you're on the water and off you go. Low engine hours, about 3,500 engine hours. So you've got probably at least another 7 to 10,000 nautical miles before you need to do anything major on the engine. And the fuel consumption is pretty low. I think about 4 to 5 liters per hour, if I remember correctly. 4 to 5 liters per nautical mile. So in terms of what I like about it, you're going to have your own view. So the heart perspective, I like the design. It's very ocean capable. Like I said, I think it's a bit of a tug look from the whole shape. Steering slightly forward, like you would get a tug would be obviously further forward. And just the way it sort of sits on the water, it looks very squat, stable on the water. Again, you need to think about the primary and secondary stability there, but she looks very comfortable. in the journeys, you know, for something that I'll be looking for is cross ocean island hopping. So I think this would be a good boat for the Pacific, especially where you got a lot of ocean there, and there's some great places to visit. So yeah, island hopping would be perfect. Be very self-sustainable. You don't really need to fill up on fuel on a regular basis, so you could probably go for a long period. Just getting lost in the Pacific would be good. So yes, an all-round modern, capable Explorer yacht. Brilliant. We'll skip that one. So in terms of range, sort of playing around with different formats here, but of the boats sort of reviewed so far, this is way ahead. So there it is on top, 10,000 nautical miles. Allo ship, apparently, you know, I haven't got good information on that. Apparently about a 6,000 nautical mile range, which would make sense for the amount of fuel on board. And then the other ones we've looked at have been anywhere from sort of 2,500 to 3,000 nautical mile range. So, you know, if you're going to buy like a brand new Nordhaven, the N63 model, for example, I mean, you're not going to get much change from 1.5 million, I'm guessing, new, maybe 2 million new. You know, and you still got a fiberglass boat, a little bit limited in size and space. You know, you compare that to, you know, spending 1.5 million US dollars on this 70-foot yacht. And, you know, for me, well, I mean, you know my preferences. And the Altena, I mean, it's a good boat, but that is probably more of a North Sea boat, and it's got a pretty low height, so you get that on, you know, definitely all the European rivers. Maybe you take it from Holland to the Med. It's possible. You'd have to have a look, but it's a different sort of mission profile of that boat. So that'd be a good boat for people who want to have a bit of fun around Northern Europe. What else we got? Yeah, I mean, love this picture. Deep is better. So one thing that sort of connects me to the New Zealand boat and the Van der Molen is the depth. So these are both 3 meter depth, which is, you know, something you definitely want on the ocean. And yeah, so Cross, we've really done this. Cross Ocean Global Traveller. Range is good. The motion, I can't really tell from the design, you know, because I'm doing it by eye. You've got seems to be a very flat transom, which, you know, potentially gets a bit caught up in the motion of the ocean, shall we say. So potentially that gives you some negative motion. You know, the payoff, you know, I think the compromise, all boats compromise is you get a lot more room in the rear of the boat, and as you can see, they've managed to squeeze in 6 berths, a shower room, and a laundry, so you get that. You probably need to talk to a ship's architect to work out that. I've seen more, let's say, more seaworthy designs on the boat. Comfort is very, very good. I mean, we didn't talk. It's got heating. It's got air conditioning in every room, etc. Yeah, plenty of storage. We've got plenty of cabin space, but I didn't really see any sort of provision rooms and different things. Maybe they exist. They're not in the photo. You'd have to have a look. So the question, you know, would be where you're going to put your bicycles. I don't know, your stand-up boards, etc. You know, do you have to stick them on deck, or is there a place downstairs? Now, you've got a lot of room in the rear. Maybe you don't need all those berths. So if you don't need them, you could definitely convert, you know, some of them into storage rooms. I'm guessing it's a pretty reliable boat. You know, even after nearly 18 years in, it's only got 3,500 hours. Everything's pretty modern. Looks like it's been engineered to a pretty good standard. Again, when you buy a boat, you want to get it all checked out and make sure everything's tip top before you go. Be a pretty secure boat on the ocean, and it looks like, at least for this stage of life, pretty low maintenance. Although that said, you know, it's getting up to 20 years old, so, you know, maybe your decks, your teak decks, your paint, etc. does need to be done at some point. You know, there is a limited life on everything which is exposed to the outside. So in terms of conclusion, I mean, I think if that was your thing, I would inspect and buy. So, you know, get a full survey done, sea trial. You want a pretty extended sea trial, so it's not just a couple of hours on the harbour. See if you can get it for, like, you know, 3 or 4 days. Take it out to sea, see how she moves, and then, you know, potentially buy, make an offer, see what you can do on the price. Upgrades, I mean, nothing really needs to be done. That would just be at the discretion of the owner. Yep, who knows? Really the only thing I think that you may want to do, like some of the consumer electronics are a bit old, like the TVs and things, and that's not an expensive job. But anything sort of mechanical, electrical looks okay to me. I could live with those Furuno last generation electronics. They're fine. Yeah, so minor refit, like I say, electronics, owner's choice. So what I should do. So for me, if this was stock, this would be a buy. Very, very nice boat. So that's it. Not sure how we've gone for time today. I tend to prattle on. So thanks everybody for watching again. Appreciate it. I'm really surprised people are watching this. So that's really great. Love to see your comments below, and we'll see